wants them to be. I mean, by no way trying to criticize any church or trying to downplay any labor, no. But what I'm trying to tell you is that there are many circles, there are many things happening in the Christendom, there are many pastors, there are many apostles, many prophets, many people who really don't know what they are doing behind the pulpit. Please, can this sound be stable? Please, okay? You guys are really distracting me. And so there are many pastors, many apostles, many prophets, many people who let's just run church. Let's just do what we are doing. And you can carry on doing that thing that you are doing for 20 years. And you really discover that you really didn't build what God wants you to build. So in the building of the church, there comes a time and a season and a place where the church must be taught spiritual knowledge. Must be taught spiritual knowledge. Now, if you read the book, if you read the Bible, if you read the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and the book of Acts of the Apostles, one of the things that you're going to discover is that they began from the basics with Jesus. As they began from the basics and as they kept moving with Jesus, a time came that Jesus introduced another subject that was beyond the physical plane. Do you understand what I'm saying? At a point in time, he took them to a particular place. He took them to Caesarea Philippi in Matthew chapter 16, thereabout. He wanted to introduce a subject that, you see, he was waiting for them to grow. He wanted to test the waters. He wanted to test their spirit to know whether they have grown beyond the basics that he had been teaching them so that they could shift gear. But you see, there was no way they could receive the knowledge that Jesus was bringing if they had not gained some measure of growth in the things he had been teaching. Now let me say this. You will become the problem of the work of God if you are in the church and you refuse to grow. Are you following me? You see, a time will come, as everybody is growing like this, a time will come. You see all this thing, every month God brings fresh emphasis. God is doing something. God is consistently doing something. A time will come that if you refuse to grow, you know, everybody is growing. If you are not growing, don't think nobody is growing. You understand? And so a time will come, the carnal people in our midst will be the problem of the church. They will be the greatest problem of the work of God. You check online and see what's happening. The people that fight believers and fight preachers the most, they are the carnal people who are in church because they refuse to grow. They are like Mount Zion that will not be moved. Please, can you tell your neighbor? I've not even opened my script. Can you tell your neighbor, please grow? Preach to another neighbor. Say, neighbor, please grow. Otherwise, continue. Otherwise, you will be the problem of the work of God tomorrow. See, it has taken me many years. This statement I just uttered now, it came by revelation, and it has taken me many years to come to this conclusion. This statement I just made now, I didn't learn it from flesh and blood. It came to me by revelation for all the years of labors in God's work. I'm telling you by revelation and by experience that a time will come as everybody is growing and as the work of God is growing. If you refuse to grow, you will be our problem. For those who have experiences, the likes of Pastor Faith and the rest of them, who have been pastoring for years, they will tell you that the biggest problem of the church are carnal believers who refuse to grow. They are like overgrown babies that they want to still be carried. They want to still be wearing diaper. You know, many people are still wearing diapers in the spirit. Please preach to your neighbor again. Let your neighbor see you. Preach to your neighbor. Hey, neighbor, if you refuse to grow, it will be our problem tomorrow. But God forbid that you become our problem. So he took them to the region of Caesarea Philippi and now asked them, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? He wanted to actually know whether they were growing. You know, he had taught them for some years. Then he started hearing responses. They now started bringing popular opinion. Some say you are Elias because you operate in the supernatural. Others say you are Moses. Others say you are John the Baptist. Others say you are this and that. Then he now discovered that was not what he was looking for. He now rephrased the questionnaire. Okay, you know, I'm doing PhD and PhD in theology, and I'm working on some questionnaires. Some questions you have to retweak them. Some you have to. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's something you want to achieve, but if the question is not right, you won't get it. So Jesus had to administer the questionnaire in another way. Then he now changed it. You have given me people's opinion. Now you that have been with me for all these years, who do you say that I am? Among the 12. Among the 12, only one out of 12 actually knew who Jesus was. And the answer he was looking for was not the carnal knowledge of who he was. Do you understand? He needed a spiritual answer, or a spiritual of his office and of his person. So they would have easily said, your mother is Mary, you met Nazareth and you called us. This is where you live. That was not what Jesus was looking for. You see, a time will come that heaven will be looking for the spiritual side of the things that you should know. Do you understand? And if you fail at that point, you have failed heaven woefully. And so a curriculum that makes the church to be whom we are has gradually been taken away, and it has been tampered with. It's been tampered with in such a way that if you see a preacher operate in the supernatural, it becomes strange. It becomes like supposed to be everybody's lifestyle and experience. I know preachers who hide the truth about how to operate in the supernatural so that the members will keep running to them perpetually. They will be almighty. A time will come that you should graduate. Even in the natural, we graduate from nursery school. These days they have pre-nursery, right? Pre-nursery to nursery.